guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. I am excited to sit down and chat about my February favorites with you guys. It's been, I think, like a week since I've worn makeup, so it was really fun to sit down and use all of the products that I've been loving so I could kind of remind myself why I loved these products throughout the month. But I have a few things to share with you guys. Don't forget to leave me a comment below letting me know what you have been loving so I can check out your recommendations. Not that I need any more makeup because I did kick off my decluttering series again. I think I did foundations, concealers, and blushes. So I will link them in the description box below if you guys want to check them out. I'm sure I will always be adding makeup to my collection. There's just so many fun products to try out there, and it's really fun. You guys get me. If you watch makeup videos, I'm sure you totally get me. So anyways, let me jump into it and talk about my favorites with you guys. So the first thing that I want to talk about are eyeshadow palettes. I have been loving 3 different palettes this month, and you guys might have heard me mention them in a video or two if you've been keeping up with my videos. So if you are sick of hearing about them, I'll have a timestamp in the description box below so you can just jump ahead to other products that aren't eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so the first palette I want to talk about is actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today, along with a few other ColourPop shadows, because no matter what palette I'm using, I always have to kind of supplement it with ColourPop shadows because I love them. Anyways, this is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. So I don't think I ever thought that this wasn't going to be one of my favorites because I'm a huge fan of the chocolate bar palettes, and I thought this would be similar. The formula looks similar, the presentation looks similar, so I just kind of assumed it would be the same formula. And I don't think the chocolate bar palettes are like extremely innovative or super unique, but I think they're great go-to basic eyeshadows. If you're looking for something that's just going to have a lot of different options and eyeshadows that perform well, then these are a great option. The chocolate bar palettes are just good go-to neutral palettes. The shadows themselves aren't overly chalky, they're not overly soft. I think they're pigmented. They're not the most pigmented shadows I've ever tried, but sometimes you don't want that when you're going for like an everyday look. I wasn't a huge peach or coral or pink eyeshadow fan until recently, and these 3 palettes that I'm going to mention have totally changed my mind. I love this palette. I think it's a great go-to option. The shadows themselves are pigmented, they're blendable, the formula is really nice. I think there are a few inconsistencies. I think in general the shadows all perform really well, but there are a couple that I wish were a little bit better. But that being said, I truthfully would recommend it. I feel like when you first look at this compared to the chocolate bar palettes, it might not look as usable or as wearable, but truthfully there are a lot of neutral shadows in here that I reach for all the time. And if you like to switch up your makeup seasonally, then this will be a great option for spring and summer. So I'm a big fan. I will definitely do a get ready with me coming up soon using it so you can hear more thoughts and see which shadows I really like to use, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview. The second palette that I've been loving this month is definitely the TARTEIST Pro palette. This palette has been my go-to over the other 2 palettes. I've been reaching for this one the most. Honestly, this palette has so many mixed reviews online and I don't get it. I really don't. I feel like the shadows themselves are a little bit more of a dry formula compared to the Too Faced palette and the Modern Renaissance palette. That's my next favorite. I spoiled it, but I feel like you guys could have guessed. So they're a little bit more dry, which sometimes makes them seem like they're not blending out as well, but at the same time it's just kind of like a different eyeshadow formula that you kind of have to work with a little bit more. And some people don't want to work with their formula, they just want it to blend seamlessly, and that's totally okay. I mean, if that's your preference, I get it for sure. When I saw videos of this palette online, I wasn't sure that the shadows were really something that I would get a ton of use out of. It has a really obvious row of like neutral shadows that everybody could wear, but then it has like a few pinks, some purples, some cooler tones, but surprisingly I've been wearing a ton of these shadows. I love that there are so many matte shadows in this palette. It comes with 16 matte shadows and 4 shimmery shades, and I like matte shadows and shimmery shadows, but I feel like a lot of times I use mainly matte shadows all over my eye and then a shimmery shadow in the lid. So I feel like I get a lot of use out of these shadows. The shimmer shadows aren't amazing, to be completely honest with you. I don't think they're the worst shadows I've tried, but I've definitely tried other shimmery shadows that are so much better. So I feel like they could have improved the formula on these a little bit, but I feel like I can overlook it because I really just love the colors, I love the matte formula, and I think it's a good option. The third palette that I've been loving, like I said, is the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia. I am a huge fan of this, and I knew I would be because everybody is obsessed with it. It took me forever to finally get my hands on it. I don't know what the delay was, but I love it. So the formula of this palette is definitely my favorite out of the 3. It makes doing your eyeshadow so effortless because the shadows themselves are extremely pigmented, very easy to blend, so it just like in 2 seconds, my eyeshadow is completely blended, which is amazing because I'm not used to that with so many other shadows. The shadows can tend to kick up a little bit of extra powder, which is fine because once they're on the eyes, I don't really get any fallout. And the colors themselves are really beautiful. I don't have a lot of shadows like these in my collection. I've been reaching for Venetian Red so much. I feel like I'm going to hit pan on it before any of the other shades because I can't get enough of it. The formula of this palette is so much better than any of the other Anastasia palettes that I've tried in the past. I don't know what they did to this palette to improve it so much, but I haven't had luck with any other Anastasia palettes. I mean, I've found certain colors that I like from each palette, but I haven't really found a consistently great palette until I tried this one. And the formula is just amazing. I hope they come out with more because honestly, I would buy it immediately if it was this formula. I'm sorry my favorites video turned into a review video, but I definitely wanted to share my thoughts on all of the palettes with you guys. So if you could only choose one, I would definitely recommend the Modern Renaissance palette. I think the formula is superior to the other palettes and the color selection is just really unique and beautiful. After that, it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want matte shadows, definitely go with the TARTEIST Pro, but if you want a mix of shadows and you want something that's a little bit more warm and wearable, go with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I want to hear your thoughts though, so let me know in the comments below which palette is your favorite, and I am planning on doing a get ready with me using each of the palettes, so I promise those videos will be up super soon. So I talked about this product really briefly on Snapchat the other day, but I've been struggling with a little bit of dry skin this summer, or this winter. It has been such a struggle, you guys. I'm ready for my oily skin to come back because I've had to switch up like so many of my makeup products, my skincare products, and of course it's been a little bit of fun to try new products and discover things that work for combo or dry skin, but I miss my oily skin. I never thought I would say that. Anyway, something that I've discovered that I really love is the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. So they have something similar to this on their website that you might have tried called their Daily Moisture Stick, but I feel like this is an improved version of that. So you just take this, you pop off the cap, you roll it up, and then you can just apply this all over your face or anywhere where your skin is a little dry. It has a nice cooling sensation, which I feel like is really nice for the morning because it kind of wakes your skin right up, and it just works really well to hydrate your skin. I usually go in with it after my moisturizer on any spots where I feel like my skin needs a little extra hydration, and I like this because it almost leaves your skin with a slightly tacky feeling, nothing too intense or uncomfortable, but enough that your foundation goes on really beautifully and stays in place. So I don't know, it's kind of like a moisturizer and primer all in one, and I definitely recommend it. I think it's a great option. Truthfully, I think that this will last forever because I've been using it so much and I feel like I've barely made a dent in it. Another face product that I really cannot get enough of is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. This has totally replaced my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and I am sure that I will go back to it eventually, but in the meantime, I am in love with this powder. It is such a beautiful setting powder. I feel like it does a great job at setting your makeup and baking your under eye concealer, but it looks a little bit better on the skin. I feel like it doesn't make your skin look as dry or just lifeless. I'm definitely guilty of using a heavy hand when it comes to setting powders because I typically have oily skin, so I want to make sure my foundation is set into place and that it's not moving. I feel like you can use a good amount of this powder and it still makes your skin look like skin throughout the day. It just seems to be slightly more hydrating than the Laura Mercier powder. I feel like they do perform very closely. Like there's not a ton of, I wouldn't say one lasts a whole lot longer than the other one. I would just say that this one makes your skin look a little bit better. If you still do really struggle with extremely oily skin, I would still recommend the Laura Mercier powder because I feel like it will lock your foundation into place a little bit better. But if you have slightly oily to normal to dry skin, I would recommend trying it out. The packaging is so much better because it comes with this little stopper. So you open it up and you can still pour the powder out, but it has this little stopper that you click into place. So it is so much less messy. I took it with me when we went out of town the other night, and I was so happy to see that when I opened up my makeup bag and I twisted the top off, it wasn't all over the place. It's just the little things, when it comes to packaging. I don't like for my makeup to be super messy, so I really appreciate the packaging. The only thing is that the Cover FX powder is definitely more expensive. You only get 0.35 ounces as compared to the Laura Mercier powder. I'm pretty sure you get 1 full ounce. I'll do the math and put it for you guys on the screen because I don't know the prices off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure in the long run this one is more expensive for how much you actually get inside the packaging. But I do really like it. I almost didn't even try this because I was like, I like my setting powder, I don't need another one, but I'm happy that I tried it. So I've really been loving the Essence Cosmetics Eyeliner Pen lately. I feel like this is a great option. It's from the drugstore, it's only a couple of dollars, and I like a lot of Essence products. I actually want to film a video on my favorite Essence products. Maybe I'll film that one today after I film this one. There are just so many great options and they're really affordable. This pen is definitely one of those. I feel like it's pigmented, it goes on really beautifully, and I don't think I like it better than my Physicians Formula eyeliner pen. That one's different because it's kind of like a brush tip, and this one is a felt tip, so it's a little bit more sturdy. If you like a little bit more flexibility with your eyeliner, I would go with Physicians Formula, but if you're more of a fan of like a good felt tip pen, this is a great option. So I did talk about this product on Snapchat briefly, and then I did post a picture on Instagram because I've really been loving the Too Faced Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Oil Lip Glosses, and I don't know, I didn't expect a ton out of these. I thought that I would like the colors because they have some really beautiful peaches and corals and pinks that I thought would be so pretty for spring and summer, but the formula is amazing. I've really been into lip gloss lately. Like, I never wear lipstick unless I'm filming a video because it stays in place so much better when I'm talking a lot. But in real life, if you see me or if I'm running errands or I just have somewhere to be, I'll always reach for a lip gloss. They're just so easy to wear, they're so easy to reapply, and you don't have to worry about your lips feeling uncomfortable. These are definitely one of the most comfortable lip gloss formulas that I've ever tried. They are not sticky at all. They're extremely what am I trying to say? I was gonna say comforting and creamy, but not comforting. They're extremely comfortable and creamy on the lips. I just really like them. They're very moisturizing, very hydrating. Some lip glosses, after they wear off, your lips feel more dry than when you first applied them. I don't have that problem with these. They stay on my lips for about 3 hours, which truthfully is pretty long for a lip gloss in my opinion. I am happy if a lip gloss stays on my lips for like half an hour with how much I talk, so I really do recommend them. They have some beautiful colors. That being said, I'm definitely a fan of the two nude shades. I have Papadone Peach and the darker nude, which I have in my purse. I can't remember the exact name, but the packaging is adorable. I mean, if you're into packaging, and I've really been into packaging lately, you will love it. The applicator is really nice. It's just like a slanted, flat doe foot applicator, and they smell like peaches. I really like how it smells. I feel like it's a nice change from like the typical vanilla cake scent. So I really do like them. They smell really good to me, but if you're really sensitive, you might want to just keep that in mind. Okay, my last favorite is a skincare favorite. I had to run to my bathroom to grab it, but I ran out of my daily exfoliator. I used one from Philosophy, and it was a great option because it was really gentle, so you could exfoliate your skin every morning, which I really like to do because I do struggle with acne and clogged pores, and I feel like it's just a great option before you apply makeup because it just gives you a really smooth canvas to work with. At night, I use a little bit more of a gentle cleanser, but in the morning, I really like to use an exfoliator, a gentle exfoliator, because you don't want to over exfoliate. Anyway, I ran out of that one, and I have a bunch of products from Derma E in my cabinet in my bathroom because they did send me products a while ago, and I've just kind of been trying them out here and there. And I have to tell you guys, I have been loving their Purifying Daily Detox Scrub. So this is a great option if you're looking for a gentle exfoliator to use in the morning or at night. This one is geared toward people with normal to oily skin, and it has really interesting ingredients in it. The exfoliator is actually apricot seed powder, which is so random. I've never heard of that, but it really does work. It's gentle, but it totally exfoliates my skin, and I'm left with really smooth, clear skin, and my skin has been looking the best that it has in a very long time. I do have like 1 or 2 breakouts right now, but for the most part, my skin looks really clear, so I'm totally happy with it. This also leaves you with a really cooling feeling, which I love when you get up in the morning and you're tired and you take a shower and your skincare product just feels really cooling on the face. I feel like it wakes you up and it just kind of puts me in a good mood. So that is just a plus, but I feel like it's been doing a really great job at just keeping my skin clean and keeping it clear and just keeping it exfoliated. So that is the end of my February favorites. I think this video was really long, so if you guys are still watching, thanks for sticking with me until the end. Don't forget to leave me a comment below letting me know what you guys have been loving, and if there are any videos that you want to see in March, make sure you guys let me know. I do have lots of spring videos planned, so make sure you guys subscribe so you won't miss any of them, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.